What's going on, everybody? We got some more Guns N' Roses news related to the recent election of Donald Trump. So I put up a video yesterday. As you guys know, Axl tweeted something about Donald Trump earlier this week with, Donald Trump going to be the new president in January. There's all this transition phase that's going on where he's going to select his new cabinet. And, all these people are being floated. I think some of them have been announced. I haven't been watching the news that closely. But I know one of the guys who was announced was former Alabama Senator, or maybe he was the governor, Jeff Sessions. And he's got this long history that some people, claim he's a racist, blah, blah, blah. Some people say, well, that was a long time ago, but he's done these kinds of things that prove he's not. And Axl actually tweeted this out on Friday. It's basically saying good people don't listen to, acknowledge, nominate, or elect people like Senator Jeff Sessions. And then we had a follow-up tweet from Axl basically yesterday, and I don't know if you guys saw this, but there's that play going on called Hamilton, which to me, honestly, I have no desire to see. It looks like a dumb play, but that's maybe because I'm not American. But so there's this play that's going on in New York. The tickets are like $800 or $2,000. People are paying the scalpers for. And Mike Pence was, I guess he was in New York, must have been meeting with Donald Trump, and he decided to go to Broadway. And sure enough, I think as the play was finishing up, the actual cast of Hamilton singles him out in the audience, and basically, I wouldn't say they scolded him or harassed him. They basically called him out, and I think basically said, something along the lines of, there's a lot of people scared right now, so basically prove people wrong and make sure you honor American values, something along those lines. And then some people in the audience started to boo him, and some people started to cheer him, and this caused a whole controversy. And I guess Donald Trump, his side basically tweeted out saying, oh, the Hamilton cast harassed him, it was rude what they did, blah, blah, blah. So Axl actually tweeted this out and basically just called Donald Trump a whiner and basically said, if you can't handle the heat, then get out of the kitchen. So here's what he said. He said, Hamilton cast harassed Pence, in quotation marks, do you ever stop whining? An apology, seriously, you won, this is a job, get on with it or get out of the kitchen. And I got to say, I've never seen Axl this political before, especially on social media. And, of course, this is going to cause a lot of hate from some of the fans. But I think we're going to see more of this. I think there's a long time between now and January. And I think as more and more stuff comes out, and it just seems like things are more polarized than they have ever been in the past, I think Axl is going to be really more vocal about this kind of stuff. And it wasn't just Axl talking about this. Duff McKagan actually got back to doing what he's really well known for besides writing music, which is writing. So he actually did an article on a Noisey.com, which is sort of like, I think, one of Vice's news, one of their sites that they manage. And it's a pretty long article, but Duff touches about the politically charged climate that's going on in America. So he told a story about how when all these shootings happened in the States, President Obama wanted to do institute, background checks for online sales and at gun shows. And Duff said he was actually stunned that this was such a controversial issue. And he had two friends, one of which was a cop and the other one is an Alaskan crab fisher. And their text said the same thing, that Obama's taking our guns away, blah, blah, blah. And he wrote a pretty lengthy article about how, the media is largely to blame because, if you live in a bubble and you watch Fox News all day, you're going to believe one thing. And if you live in a bubble and watch MSNBC, you're going to believe another thing. And it's a pretty good article. I recommend you guys go check it out. I've linked to it down below. It's nice to see Duff writing once again. I don't think we're going to see Slash say anything. Slash has always been a really soft-spoken guy, so I don't think you're going to see him say anything about the whole political situation. He was interviewed way back during the primaries in some European country when he was promoting his solo album with Miles Kennedy, and around that time Jeb Bush was the favorite to win the Republican nomination, and he said, if Bush gets elected or another Bush wins, I'm going to leave the country or something along those lines. So he wasn't a fan of Jeb Bush, and he hasn't said anything really too much negative about Donald Trump, but he actually wore a shirt at the Formula One race that he was spotted at in Brazil, and it was kind of hard to read what it said, but it was basically, I think, calling Donald Trump crazy. So let me know your thoughts on this. Do you think it's wise for Axl to be making these kinds of statements? For me, personally, I would never say this kind of stuff if I was in his position because you're just alienating a lot of fans. But let me know down below. I mean, that's something people do love about Axl. He is very outspoken and he speaks his mind. But let me know down below. And who knows, maybe we'll get one of those famous Axl letters. He likes to put out a letter every so often, so maybe we'll get one of those soon. So that does it for today's news, guys. Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts. Go check out Duff's article. And make sure you guys, if you want to stay up to date on the latest Guns N' Roses news, be sure to hit the subscribe button. Take care.